morning. It's Saturday the 10th of July 2021 and it's about 6:45. I'm up at the stables because today we are taking Evelyn, who is 2.5, to her first ever show. So we're going to take Merlin, who is definitely not a traditional lead rein pony, and we are going to do a lead rein class for tack and turnout, which I must be crazy. Having not taken Merlin to any shows for about 4 years, I have got no idea how he's going to turn out. I shall do my absolute best to plat him and get him as smart as possible. But last night he spent out in the field because it's supposedly summer, and I popped him out in a fly rug because it wasn't meant to rain, and then it rained most of the night, so I've got to try and get him as clean as possible. He's probably completely worn out, but we'll get him washed and dressed and see how he turns out. Hubby and Evelyn will come up to the yard later and they're going to pick up the car because I'm going to hack over to the show because it's only about 30 minutes away at a local venue called Silverlees Polo. So we'll see what comes of today, and I thought, as it's our first ever show with Evelyn, I thought, why not vlog it? And if the vlog turns out okay, I might upload it to YouTube. I've never done that before, but I love watching other people's horsey vlogs, so I thought, why not give it a go? Would help if I could look at the camera in the right direction, I suppose. So this is Merlin, our not very lead rein pony. He's 22, he's about 14.2, 14.3, so he's probably about twice the size of most lead rein ponies. He has done absolutely everything I've ever asked of him in the past 16 years of having him, and he's on his 3rd generation of our family. So he used to belong to my mum, and then I took him over, and now Evelyn's learning to ride sort of on him. So we're going to see how well he turns his hoof to lead reining at a show. I'm not sure if he might be quite excited. He's not been to a show for a very long time, but we'll see. So as you can see, I've got these lovely white legs to tackle. They have already had 3 washes, but we'll hopefully get them super shiny, and hopefully it's not too muddy on the hack over, and then I'll let him have his breakfast and we'll get the rest of him washed and plat him. On a little side note, last time I platted was about 10 years ago, because prior to having Evelyn I used to hog him because he's a cob, and I used to think that look was quite right. But after having Evelyn, I thought, oh, I'll grow his mane so she's got something to hold on, and as you're hold on to, excuse my tongue tie, but as you'll see, he doesn't actually have a great deal of mane because it's not grown very well, but we'll see how he looks later. All washed, he's plaited to a fashion, and he's just getting a little bit dry, ready to put his tack on and head out in about half an hour. Fundamentally, I'm not too worried if the rest of his body isn't dry, as long as his saddle area is dry, and we'll go from there. Car is loaded, I'll show that in a minute, and we'll go from there. Looks a bit nervous. I think he's a bit surprised that he's going to a show. Bless him. Hey Mels. So the car's all packed. Obviously I've got to ride over in my saddle, but we've got our head collar and our spare bridle and a spare numner, some water so I can clean his feet when I get there. Unbelievably, my husband has agreed for us to put the hay net in the car, which is unreal. Bucket of all the bits and bobs that we need, boots, potty because he's 2.5, and then squeezing through our little show jackets, which I can't wait for him to wear. So gonna get tacked up now and get going. So we are on our way, and this is the bit I'm absolutely dreading, because this is the bit that gets disgustingly muddy. So we're going to try and pick the cleanest route down here and hope that the long grass the other side washes most of the mud off. Fingers crossed. See you when we get there. So we have arrived. Nick and Evelyn are already here, so we're going to go in and meet them. Got to walk Merlin over a cattle grid. Could be fun. Hopefully I can fit through the gap the other side. But yeah, all looking good so far. Hope we have fun.
I've got a selfie.
Yeah.
What, you gorgeous?
So just hacking home after a mega busy morning at our little show at Silver Lays Polo. Things could have gone better if we're honest. Poor Merlin went into serious competition mode as Evie got on and started prancing, and then as she went round on her first lap of her class, one of the ponies in the opposite arena trotted towards him and he had a little slight flip out and did a bit of a bronc, and Evie had to be slipped off. But credit to her, she got back on and Daddy was invited into the show ring with us to give her a little bit of extra support, and she got back on and she was really brave and she had a little tiny trot which she didn't enjoy, but she also got a prize, and that was really all we wanted for her, was to get a little rosette and to feel like she'd achieved. And she looked mega cute in her show gear. So yeah, gonna try and see if I can find somewhere else for us to go before the end of the summer season, although July, with it pouring with rain, it doesn't feel like the summer started yet. But yeah, and we'll see how we get on. It might be that I try and maybe see if she can do a little lead sort of in-hand class, or maybe do another lead rein class if there's no height limit. Oh, sorry, bit of a shame because the judge made a comment that it was a shame Merlin wasn't smaller, which I was a bit disappointed about, because the reason that I popped them both into that class was because there wasn't a height limit. So there you go. Showing is one of those things. It's a fickle game, and it depends. The ponies that came higher placed than us were very, very smart and very typical lead rein ponies. So we just have to take it on the chin and think we've all had a really lovely day, but we're going to put Merlin now for a couple of hours rest in his stable and come back later and put him out for the night, and he can have the next sort of 24 to 36 hours just hanging out in the field and in the stable and relaxing, no riding for a couple of days. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll put lots of photos in the video that you'll see how we got on. See you.